Howdy, everybody out there in Videoland. Hello, everybody out there in Radioland. Hey, I'm here. The show is on for today, like every other day. And I'm going to tell you one thing right now. It's chilly out there. I got my hat on, got my lid on again. It's chilly out there on the streets. Yeah, it is. So, I got my hat on. And I am coming to you from 4680Q, downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. My name is Paul Calamino. This is your city, your voice, of course. And it's going to be a crazy day on the show today. 36 degrees at 5 a.m. It's getting a little warmer, 41 now. But this really screwed me up. This rodent, this groundhog, don't know anything, Gary Wilkins. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He said 6 more weeks. We're in 8 weeks. We still got this weather. Forget about it. Put the shorts away. Bring out the long johns for a little while here. But eventually we're going to get back to the nice weather. I just know it. So before we get into the show, because we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, Facebook funnies. I didn't have any viewer comments, so I have nothing to say about that. Nobody, I guess, had any objections to what I was saying or had any arguments or had anything good to say. They just floated through the show. But we were taking on everybody yesterday. And we're going to take on more of these people today, too. But before we do that, let's get to our sponsors. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamel Machine Company. Now, you see this weather up and down, up and down, up and down, but you don't want your car running up and down, up and down. You don't want it down at all. You want it to run right, and how do you do that? You take it into Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop on Oakwood Drive by the Kia dealership, and what do? You let Ken Hunter take a look at your car and make sure it's running tip-top. That's right. He's going to go through all your systems. He's going to look at everything. He's going to pump up your computer and make sure that there are no system error codes. And once he does that, you're going to be all set. And if there's any problems, he's going to fix them. You get in a wreck, he's got a full body shop. So you don't have to worry about that. He's going to bring your car in, fix it, get it out in showroom condition. And the rest is going to be history. You're safe traveling all summer. Check out your systems. Check out your brakes. Check out everything. Your car deserves it. You deserve it. Your family deserves it. Everybody deserves it. Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop. Go see him today and get that spring checkup done. Free spring checkup. He's going to check your systems and give you the lowdown on any problems. Okay, we ask you to support our sponsors because they support the show. They support everything that goes on in Niagara Falls, a lot of them. So we want to support our sponsors, small businesses in Niagara Falls that do a great job for the city. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, hit it. Subscribe to the channel. Get notifications. It costs you nothing, but it helps the show get out there. And that's what we want. More people listening to the show because we got elections coming up. And we want to make sure, we get people out to vote. For whoever they like. I don't care who they vote for as long as they vote. That's it. Now, as far as the show goes, this is probably the only conservative talk show in this area, I'll tell you that. Every time I listen to these people on the radio, they're all liberals. It's unbelievable. They have TDS, most of them, and everything else, right? If you're a conservative lost in the wokeness of the left-wing mainstream media with no escape, this is your show, your city, your voice. Because I come at it from a conservative perspective. That's what I am. And I want to make sure that I get the message out. Share the show. Share the show with your friends. When you see me post it, you're around 3 o'clock every day. It's posted on Facebook. And, of course, it's up on YouTube. Share it. Share it with your friends. Conservatives all over the region. Come on. Let's unite. Let's unite. And we got to beat these left-wing loonies. Where else? It's crazy. Let's join together to make Canada great again. That's what we want to do, right? Make Canada great again, assuming that it was ever great. But at some point it was. We were the predominant country in the world at one time. Not anymore. Unfortunately, after 10 years of Le Petit Patat, this country's gone downhill. Yeah, we need a change right now. In 37 days or 36 days, we get a chance to change everything. Let's not miss the chance. Let's not miss the chance. Facebook funnies. Where are all these goofballs coming from? I'm telling you, I run into more of them on the internet. Although they probably think I'm a goofball, so touche. But something's going on in Canada. There's a disease or something happening in this country. You don't have to wear a mask for this one. The 90% that were vaccinated are starting to see the benefits of the vax. And they aren't good. Let me put it that way. They have to all be vaccinated to be talking this crazy. So take this genius here. Now, this guy, his name is John Wolstenholme. And I told him I'm going to mention him on my show and make him famous. He says, what do you got? 12 listeners. You're a fascist. You're a racist. You're a traitor to the country. He called me. He insisted I'm a traitor. Yeah, I'm a traitor. And he even posted a picture of me in Mexico with pizza and a bottle of tequila to prove it. Now, I don't know how that would prove that I'm a traitor. That might prove that I really like pizza, and I don't mind having tequila with it either. And everybody knows that, though. I mean, I don't think that's any new news. So why he posted that picture of all the other ones, I don't know. But he seemed to think that that made me a traitor, eating pizza and having a shot of tequila in the morning while I'm in Mexico. Now, here's one of his genius comments, this guy, John Wolstenholme. He must be from Niagara Falls. I don't know. He was calling me all kinds of names. And I was going and I was going to give you this comment because it called me every name in the book a traitor, and gave me the old "why'd you go to the United States if you don't like it here?" And I said, they're going to bring it to me. I don't have to go anywhere. But you know what? I went back to get it this morning, and they're all gone. He deleted all his comments. I guess he doesn't want to be made famous. I don't know. But he was getting into it with Chris Regas, first telling him we don't have an opioid problem in Canada. He was insulting Chris, of course. And then that's when I got into it with him. He started calling me all these names. This, I don't know, the guy, kind of a nerd-looking guy. And he called my listeners traitors, too. So all you people out there listen, Gary Wilkins, John Beam, everybody that listens to the show, all the subscribers, you're all traitors, too, by the way. Just so you know, he called you all traitors. He called me a fascist, too. But you know what? The spineless nerd deleted all his disparaging remarks. I was going to copy him this morning and give you a good bunch of them, because they were hilarious. And you would have had a good laugh. But as usual with these botchagaloops, they're the usual Canadian flag joined up with the Ukrainian flag on their things. I support Ukraine, and a fear of Trump and a bad case of TDS. And I'm disappointed he took down the insults. I really wanted to tell you what he said. I wanted to show you what a jabroni this guy is. Well, I'm sure we'll meet again, because this guy is a real gem, and these guys have to call people traitors and fascists. A list of insults I've heard before. It never ends with these clowns. And I told him that. I said, you know what? I get called that every day, buddy. You got to come up with something new. Maybe if you said I like Kamala Harris, I might get upset or something like that. But calling me names, racist, Nazi, racist, fascist, idiot, jerk, goof, moron. I get called that every day. It doesn't even faze me anymore, right? And I told this guy, listen, buddy, you're not the first guy to call me names, so those names, they don't even bother me. I mean, like you got to find something else. You got to find something else. Calling me a traitor, I've been called that because I always say that Canada would be better off as the 51st state. And, when I talk like that, I mean, I don't mean becoming the 51st state. That's not going to happen. But I definitely mean some kind of an economic union that would benefit both countries. I mean, we're joined together at the hip. Let's face it, we're like Siamese twins. I could throw a rock and hit the border from here. So it would only make sense that rather than fighting with tariffs and wars and everything, we'd sit down and say, listen, what's best for both countries? You're 350 million, we're 35 million. We realize the powerhouse you are, and we would like our businesses to be able to take advantage of the 350 million people as far as sales and that kind of thing go, but we want to do it evenly, fairly. And that's what Trump's looking for on the tariff wars. The other side, he wants us to protect our borders better, our seaports and our airports, so we don't let riffraff in and we don't let fentanyl in. And people think that it's only 43 pounds of fentanyl or something, but there's a lot more to it than just the actual fentanyl pills that are being produced in the 4,000 different organized crime labs around the country, and that's from the RCMP. It's the raw materials coming in as well that they're being shipped here from China, processed into pills when they get here, or being shipped to the South. So it's a much bigger problem than that. And that's what Trump's executive order was about. It was about the drugs and the illegals, the terrorists. And there's a lot of them. And he wants it stopped. But on the other hand, there are tariff wars. And no matter what these guys do, on April 2nd, you're getting it. You're getting the 25%. It doesn't matter. So anyway, these guys that insult me, but there's something better. Come on, you got to come up with better lines than the normal fascist and all that. You've called everybody that. Anybody who doesn't agree with you, you call a racist and a fascist and a Nazi and everything else. You got to come up with something better. I mean, I've got TDS to throw at you, and now I've got MDS to throw at you. So, yeah. Speaking of the election coming up here, we have the Niagara riding, of course. I think it's Niagara Falls and Niagara Lake. I think they dropped Fort Erie and moved it somewhere else. Is that right? Am I right about that? I think I am. I read it right. So we got Niagara Falls, and Niagara Lake, and my question is, how many beatings do you have to take before you throw the gloves in and say enough is enough? Well, I guess twice isn't the number because this what's her name? Andrea Kaiser is running again. I think she's from Niagara Lake. The third time, she thinks the third time is the charm. She's going to take another beating, and she's going to lose again. I don't understand it. Like, why does the party even run a two-time loser again? You're not going to beat Baldinelli. He's beat you twice. What's the matter with these people? But I think the Niagara riding, I'm sure she's a nice lady, Andrea Kaiser. I've never met her. I think she's got something to do with the wine business her father was or whatever. She had her own business. But, to run for the third time after getting beat the first two, I mean, eventually you and the party should say, let's try somebody else. Let's try something different here. So we're going to see Tony Baldinelli wind this thing up, and that'll be that. She's not going to win. But it's not the Tony Baldinelli. It's not Nodos. Don't get them confused. I think a lot of people got him confused. That's why Nodos got in the first place. But it's the MP Tony Baldinelli. Great guy. Great guy. Had him on the show before. Real good guy. He's the real Tony Baldinelli. He is our current MP, of course. Well, now he's, I guess, candidate Tony Baldinelli. That's what it is. So why they're throwing Andrea to the wolves again? I don't know. But then again, who wants to run for the Federal Liberal Party? I mean, after the reign of terror dropped on Canada by the Petite Patate, who the hell wants to run for the Liberals? You're not going to want to ruin any career of an up-and-coming Liberal, are you? You're going to put them against Superman Baldinelli? I mean, the guy, he's won 3 in a row, and Wayne Rob Nicholson won how many times before that? I mean, so we saw what happens when they set up a sacrificial lamb and they tried to conquer Wayne Gates. We saw what happened there. And when that happens, you know what happens there, right? There wasn't a chance in hell. Only 8 was gonna lose by huge. She got crushed. But the PC sent her to the gates of hell anyway, without even a nomination meeting. The Kamala Harris of Niagara Falls. Now, interestingly enough, Kaiser is a business person. I think she should be voting for Tony, never mind running against him. I mean, the liberals aren't for small business, that's for sure. They hate small business and do anything to destroy them. Look what they did to them during COVID. Look what they did to them. They do to them all the time. I mean, small businesses, forget about it. They do nothing to help them. They usually turn to the conservatives for help, small businesses. But strange that anybody who is in business is going to run for the liberals. That doesn't make sense. But she wants people to vote for her. Why? Because they know she's the right person for the job. I surrender. You're the right person for the job because you told me you are, and I'm going to vote for you. Okay, sure. Sure. No. There may be people who will fall for that. I mean, how do they know you're the right person for the job when you've never had the job in the first place? No, 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 no. She doesn't have a prayer of winning this time around. 3 strikes, you're out of there. This should be her last go round with any luck. I'm not any luck. I mean, I don't know her, but with any luck for her. Let me put it that way, because how many times can you get beaten and keep going? Now, Jimmy Dollywall, he's not told anybody who his candidate is. The Niagara Falls riding. Nope, hasn't announced yet. Old Jagmutt Singh. Don't know. But last time it was a guy named Bob Barker. Come on down. So we'll see if he gets the nod this time. I can see Jagmutt up in, where's he from anyway? Brampton? Somewhere up there. Come on down. Bob Barker, come on down. And maybe he'll run again. I don't know. They haven't announced yet, but I don't know. Does anybody know any NDPs besides Wayne Gates? I really don't know anybody. I know a lot of people who support Gates, though. Maybe Tanya Hartford's going to run for the NDP. She'd be good. She'd be a good one to take over. I mean, what the hell? Big NDP. Carolyn Iannone, another big NDP, I think. Maybe she'd run for MP against Baldinelli and Andrea Kaiser. On the Green Party front, we have Karen Fraser running again. How many times has she run? Maybe 20 for the last 20 years? I don't know. I don't think I know any other person who's ever run as Green Party. Maybe Adam Hyde. Did Adam Hyde run as Green Party at one point in time? He might have. Adam, reply to me. I don't know. I know he's run independent. That's for sure. No, not independent. I'm sorry. Libertarian. Before. He ran Green Party a long time ago. Maybe. I don't know. But Karen is very smart, and she's a nice person. But there isn't a snowball's hell and chance she's going to win this time out. I know. It's not very nice to say. Sorry, Karen. It's not very nice to say, but the truth is the truth. It's just the way it is. No disrespect intended, but I mean, if anybody wants to argue that point, I'm glad to talk to them, but the Green Party has a chance to win. I don't see it, but maybe I'm missing something. Yeah. And over to the PPC, that's right, Max Bernier and the Purple Party of Canada, the People's Party of Canada. It's my favorite. Max is my favorite. He tells it like it is. I love what he has to say, but they don't have a chance to win either. Sorry. Maxime Bernier couldn't even win his own riding last time out. They got 0 seats, and basically he disappeared for the last 3 years. And this is my knock on Max. I love what he says. I wish he would get a chance to actually get in there and do it. He's the guy who's going to straighten everything out and have Doge looking at everything. But the bottom line is he can't win. He disappeared for the last 3 years, and now all of a sudden, in the last couple of months, he's come out and he's doing interviews all over the United States with these podcasters, and he's yelling and screaming about stuff, which is great, and I agree with him. He's right when he talks, but you can't disappear for 3 years and then expect to come back in 37 days, win an election, when you never even won your own riding and never got a seat. So the reality is, he can't do that and keep my interest, and he can't do that and win. So, I mean, I'm not going to vote for him. I can't vote for him. I'd like to, but I can't. I can't. We got to get rid of this liberal government. I mean, PP, Olivier is our only choice. Unfortunately, I I'm not too keen on him after he came out and said, I support Ukraine. And he's done a couple things here that I really don't like. And, I hate this centrist move, this move to the center, man. He's got to stay right. He's got to stay right. He's got to push those big C conservative values of fiscal responsibility, less government, uh, 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 not a tax and spend economy, not deficit spending. He's got to get the books back in order. He needs Doge to straighten a lot of stuff out. These wasteful programs. I mean, Trudeau's just hired and hired so many thousands, hundreds of thousands of people for the government. They got to go. So I don't agree with everything he says, but most of the stuff I like what he's saying. And so, like Chris Regas always says to me, you're not going to like everything the guy says. But if the main things that he says agree with you and with your thoughts, then, he's worth the vote. I didn't like it for the provincial. I didn't like it at all. I can't stand them throwing a candidate in like only 8 nominated out of nowhere with no experience, no qualifications, just ridiculous. Won't do debates in that, and we're seeing that no debate thing with with Max Carney, Art Carney, Norton, Art Carney. You're seeing that with him now. He doesn't want to debate in French, so I don't know about that one. The whole province is up in arms about that one. TVA. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, that's what you got. That's what we got running. Much thanks to Ray Spiteri for the amazing article in the review. Check it out for yourself at NiagaraFallsReview.ca. I get the online version so I can see what's going on with everything. They're pretty good. You can go read some stories. Left wing. They're all left wing. I mean, you can't get away from that. But I take their stories and tell the other side of the story. I try to anyway. Second sponsor, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. Yes, if you want a good pizza that's made right. Look at this guy. He's blocking the road. There's a guy beeping at him out there. What a wacky scene out here. I can sit here and I've done a whole show about just what's going on outside this studio. It's ridiculous. But anyway, Pete's Pizza on Victoria Avenue. You want a good pizza? Somebody who knows how to make a pizza? Go see Mike. Go see Mike. You cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. I'm telling you, he knows how to make a pizza. He's taken the Mancini family recipe for the sauce and the crust. There's a little bit of cornmeal on there. He's got it all together. He uses fresh Saputo mozzarella with brick cheese. He gives it the mix. Puts it on in the right ratios. Cooks that pizza perfect. Then you got yourself a pie. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm a pizza snob, and that's a good pie. But he's not a one-trick wonder over there. He makes fantastic chicken wings. You like chicken wings? Yeah. With your pizza? Well, you're going to love them. Great steak and cheese poutine, all kinds of poutines, panzerotti. He does everything over there. And right now, he's putting up a tray of pizza with 3 toppings on Wednesdays for $19.99. How are you going to go wrong with that? I got to get one tomorrow. And then I take it, have a couple pieces, and I throw the rest in the freezer and have it for the next few weeks as my lunch or something like that. He also has Thursdays. Wings are $9.49 a pound. You can't go wrong. Pete's Pizza, Victoria Avenue. Go to Pete's Pizza, Victoria.ca. You can order right online. You can dial them up, 905-374-2222. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you. And thank you so much for supporting our sponsors. And thank you to our sponsors for supporting the show. We love you all. Support our sponsors. Tell them Paul from Your City, Your Voice sent you when you go down there. Oh, is anybody else getting tired of people in the Niagara region getting shot? I mean, how many shootings? Every day there's a shooting now. It's ridiculous, the crime in this thing. I mean, this crime wave has got to end. And that's another thing, conservatives. We got to get on these conservatives. Tony Baldinelli, MP, are you listening? We're sick of crime. Do something about it. I mean, come on. We got to get a conservative government. We got to change these laws. Got to get rid of these criminals. It's never going to end. It's never going to end. The feds and provincial leaders to get together and hand down mandates that take the liberal judges and courts and drop a mandate for maximum sentences, realistic bail, and deporting criminals that are here causing havoc with Canadians. It's getting ridiculous, causing the taxpayers concerned. I mean, I don't even, you don't even want to walk around anymore. You get stabbed by these lunatics walking the streets. This guy, the drug dealing, home invasions, random stabbings and shootings. How can these politicians let it go without finding a way to stop it? I mean, you're not going to get the liberals to do it. They're the ones who let them out on $2 bails or on their own promise to be good. You promise to be good? Oh, yeah. I promise to be good. You shot someone and killed them. Oh, is that wrong in this country? Oh, I didn't know. You beat your wife to a pulp. Oh, is that something that I shouldn't be doing? Who's this guy? George Costanza? 3:40 a.m. Police were called to the area of Carlton Street and Athlone Place, St. Catharines, for reports of gunshots. They found a man inside a vehicle with gunshot wounds, and he was pronounced dead at the hospital when they got him there. As of yesterday afternoon, there's been no arrests. Now, this is about drugs and criminals, right? You know that, right? They make their way down the QEW to cause havoc in the Niagara region streets. I mean, there's a 90% chance involved that these people are from Toronto, they're immigrants, and of course come to Canada to commit crime. Having an illegal firearm is usually limited to the realm of criminals. That's the way it goes. And it will be hard for me or anybody else to go on the street and say, can I buy a gun? I want to buy an illegal gun. I don't think you're going to quite be able to unless you know the people who have illegal guns. And if you know them, well, what they say there, if you sleep with a dog, you get fleas or whatever. There's a saying like that. So I want politicians who promise to be tough on crime. Tony Baldinelli, Andrea Kaiser, Karen Fraser, all you left-wing people, and Tony Baldinelli, the conservative, are you going to be tough on crime? Come on, you got to stop this in Niagara. There's nothing else you can do for us. Stop the crime. Do what Trump asked. Shut down the borders, shut down the fentanyl labs, arrest and deport all the criminal illegals, and get this country in the Niagara region under control. By only one request to Baldinelli and MPP Wayne Gates. If you don't do anything else in your term, Wayne Gates, do something about crime in the Niagara region, for God's sake. Had enough, everybody. Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia. Okay, so they're widening McLeod Road. Whoop-de-doo. Between Kaler and Beechwood. Oh, that's going to really help. That's going to really help. It's going to funnel more people to the worst part of it, from Pin Oak Drive over to, well, really right to Drummond Road nowadays. It's ridiculous what's happening there and the building that's going on there. So they're going to give more traffic. They're going to open it up so more traffic can flow into the dangerous and ridiculous McLeod Road, Montrose Road, QEW, Oakwood Drive corridor. It's already a dangerous place to be. I mean, what is that, widening that road, going to do to alleviate the problems on McLeod Road? I mean, McLeod Road is hosting 10 more apartment buildings. Yeah, another, 3,000-4,000 people on the road every day? And then there's housing that's going to be built out down towards Beechwood there. So, I mean, a whole bunch of new housing tracts going in. And that's just going to widen it out, and then there's just going to be more people funneling into that area. More people using the road, thousands more. It's already a dangerous area, so what's that going to do, widening it? Nothing. It's going to become a bigger nightmare than it already is. That's what's going to happen. Interestingly enough, let's do that by syllables on Tuesday here. Trash talking. The city has to kick in a whack of money that we don't have. Yeah, about $10 million, $4.5 million or so coming from a fund that they paid somebody, $500,000 to secure for them. And we don't have the money. Remember? They raised our taxes 5% because we didn't have the money. They put the budgets together, 50 million, 163 million or whatever. Capital, operating. That's it. 5% more because we don't have the money. But somehow, mysteriously, Houdini-like, Greg Fruin had to be in on this one. They found 5 more million. Add to the other 2 million they found. Yeah, it's amazing. Weird. The ink hasn't even dried on the 2025 capital budget. We found another 7 million to do other things with. Well done, City Council. Well done. But if they found 7 million and 700,000 represents 1% increase in our taxes, that means that we could have had a 5% decrease with that money. Weird how math works when you start to use it. Hey, I just asked the questions here. I'm just asking the questions. I don't have answers. This is like mystery stuff. It's mysterious, very mysterious. Hello there, buddy. Everybody walks by waving. Very, very mysterious. Very, very mysterious. But I know one thing. Doge is sadly needed in Niagara Falls. I mean, the spendthrifts don't know the meaning of the word no. Read the story in the review. The article is by Ray Spiteri. Thank you, Ray, for that story. But there you go. Widening McLeod Road. $5 million we never had. They must be eating Lucky Charms. Magically delicious. I swear to God, we got to go. I got to get a bunch of people to go down to City Hall. I swear to God, they have a money tree there. It's growing somewhere there. And they just have to go back and pick it because the money is always there to do other kinds of crazy stuff. But it's never there when it comes around to budget time for like a tax rebate or have a zero tax. Never there. Short. Always short. 23% short over the last 4 years. But then it magically appears. We have leprechauns in this city. We have leprechauns. Mayor Jim O'Diodaddy. Yeah, weird, huh? Weird. So Art Carney, Norton, refusing to debate in French. I just told you that. To me, that's no big deal. I couldn't care less. I don't want to hear a debate in French anyway. But to a lot of people, like those in Quebec and other places, maybe the Gaspé, that's a real slap in the face to Quebec and to those in Canada who believe French is a second language. Yes, Carney has said no merci to the French language debate arranged by the most French-watched network in Quebec. And that doesn't bode well for his chances in Quebec, I don't think. Now, does it? Blanchette is going to take advantage of this one. This must-see debate was arranged by TVA, allowed Trudeau to gain momentum in 2019. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal here. But sadly, it's not going to happen without Art Carney being involved. It's not going to happen. And TVA, imagine this. I don't get this one. They wanted each candidate attending the debate to contribute $75,000 to participate because of the lack of funding. Well, what a quandary. It's so important, nobody wants to fund it. I would say it's not important at all. That's what I would say if you can't find funding. So they want candidates to chip in 75 grand a piece so they can do this. Well, of course, without Carney there, it's over. They're not getting their 75 grand. Lack of funding. Done. I've never heard of a debate charging candidates to attend. Yes, Mr. Trump, we're going to have a debate, and we need $2 million from you to attend. You know what? Yeah, that ain't going to happen. You pay me to attend. I'm the draw. But anyway, it's not going to happen. It seems weird to me. And I guess it's a useless waste of time, this debate anyway, because it appears that one guy doesn't show up and nobody gets the debate. So there you go. Staying on the election here, according to the left left-wing media polls, the Libs are leading the Conservatives by 6%. Now, I don't know. From what I hear, this seems impossible. After Trudeau for 10 years, after the scams and fraud and blackface and everything else the Liberals have pulled, I can't see them winning. So these left-wing media, they're quoting this. They're up by 6%. But I don't know about that. Art Carney, Norton, he's a stiff. And after 10 years of abuse, who's going to vote for him? How can this be? That the Liberals are up. Is he getting some kind of a bump or something that he's going to lose again? I don't know. But I do know one thing. Even though it doesn't seem possible, the Canadians are goofy enough to elect these tax and spend clowns again. I'll guarantee it. The perspective for most Canadians won't be, let's vote for who's best for Canada. That's not going to be their perspective. It's going to be, who can deal best with Orange Man bad? Who can go down there and teach that Trump a lesson? We're a sovereign nation. Somebody's got to teach Trump a lesson. And Carney's the guy who's talking about, we're not going to go talk to him about tariffs. We're going to hammer him with tariffs until he shows respect for Canada. I mean, what kind of attitude is that to get something done? I don't think that's a good attitude at all. But that's what the perspective is going to be. Who can deal with the Orange Man bad? I mean, they should be worried about who's best for Canada. That's what we should be worried about. Who's going to do the best job for Canada, regardless of Trump? Because at the end of the day, President Trump is going to do what President Trump is going to do. That's it. So forget about that. Let him do it, and then we're going to deal with it. And who's best to deal with it for Canada? Who's best to deal with the business in Canada and the economy in Canada? Who's going to be the best one to deal with it? I mean, we got to focus on what candidate will help Canadians. Forget about Trump. Forget about Trump. We're facing the worst of times right now. Situation with which the Liberal government has created. They've created this problem. So can we really expect the people who created the problem to fix it? Come on. Seriously. Which candidate's going to get rid of the carbon tax once and for all? Which candidate's going to pull out of the Paris Accord and quit giving our money to other countries when we have tens of thousands of Canadians living on the streets addicted to drugs? Which candidate's going to bring a Doge in and stop wasteful spending and get these spending habits, get rid of them? Which candidate's going to stand up to immigration and say no more until we get Canada back on track? Which candidate's going to drop our taxes, spur the economy? Which candidate's going to bring back industry and Canadian production? Which candidate will contract the government, make the government smaller? We don't need more government in our lives. We need less. You got to get rid of those that are living off the government and have been for life. It's too much waste and fraud that needs to be dealt with right now. We got to get rid of these people. And we shouldn't be looking outside to decide who to vote for. They should be looking inside. What are we going to do for Canada? Who's going to do the best for Canada? Forget about the tariffs. We have to deal with them regardless. But who can deal with Canada and run Canada regardless of these tariffs? You got to drop the ego, drop the sovereignty bravado. We can't control what President Trump is going to do, but we can control how Canada weathers it with really good leadership. That's what we should be looking for. Have the Liberals or the NDP proven over the last 10 years that they can provide good leadership? Well, look around. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? Would you be better off with an appointed PM rather than an elected PM? That's what you got right now, an appointed PM. I mean, this is the last chance to right the ship for Canada. A merger with the U.S. is not only possible, it's inevitable if Canada continues on its current course. You got to choose wisely. You got to get out and vote and choose on election day. And like I say, I don't care who you vote for. Do whatever you want. But get out and vote. We got to vote wisely. Think. Think about what you're doing. Time to get over to our third sponsor, Hamel Machine Company. And Hamel's been around since 100 since 1948, almost 100 years. We're getting there. Serving the industry in Niagara Falls. And all industry in Niagara Falls needs a good machine shop to turn to. When parts break, when things get broken, they need them fixed, and they need them fixed pronto so their production isn't shut down. And where do they go? Hamel Machine Company. That's where they go. These guys have been doing it right since 1948. They know what they're doing. And not only that, they've expanded to become innovators, inventors. They help small and large business do things more efficiently and faster, more efficiently, faster. That's what they do. And if they don't have a solution to a problem, or there's a problem that can't be fixed, they invent stuff. They set up new platforms for people. They come up with new ideas for them. They ship their products all over the world that they've made and come up with these new inventions and new innovative ways to deal with anything, really. But you know what? They're not just for big business, the wine industry, Rich's products, that kind of things. They're also for the small guy. You need something. You got something broken at home. You need fixed, repaired. You need another one made. Can't find a part. They have 3D printers. They have water jet cutters. They can make a part for you. And they'll machine it to the tolerances you need to make whatever is broken run right or be fixed. Can't go wrong with Hamel. Believe me, you cannot go wrong with Hamel. Hamel Machine Company, been around since 1948. Need a new set of gates for your backyard? Yeah, they'll make them for you. Do everything over there. HamelMachine.ca. Go to their website. Check it out. See the great things they do. It's amazing what they do, these guys. And just that little old Hamel machine shop, been around since 1948 in Niagara Falls. Give them a call if you got a problem. They'll help you solve it. Thank you, Hamel Machine Company, for supporting our show. Thank you to the viewers for supporting local businesses. All three of our sponsors, we appreciate it, and thank you for supporting the show. Let's head over to the Middle East. Now, do you remember that guy, that terrorist they called the Merchant of Death? I think his name is Victor Bout or something. Well, Joe Biden, he was the guy that Joe Biden, this terrorist, called the Merchant of Death, traded for this transgender basketball player that was arrested in Russia with drugs. Remember that? Brittany Griner. Remember that? Well, whatever happened? Oh, Brittany Griner. She's I should say he, not a she. Anyway, he's back in the States. I don't know what he's doing. I haven't heard from him. But the Merchant of Death, he's back. And guess where he is? He's in Yemen. And guess what he's doing? Advising and helping the Houthis. Thanks a lot, Joe Biden. And what are the Houthis doing? Well, they're attacking ships in the Red Sea. They closed down shipping through the Suez Canal. They're attacking U.S. warships. And of course, the United States is lambasting them. They're hammering them. They're clobbering them. They launched attacks on Sana'a, which is their capital of Yemen. And the Houthis, the Houthis are defiant. And they said they're going to continue to launch attacks on the Red Sea shipping due to Israel's attacks on Hamas and everything else. President Trump has been very clear with these guys. He's telling them, listen, we're going to wipe you guys out. And anything the Houthis do to the United States, I think they might have shot down one of their drones, it's going to be attributed to their sponsors, the state sponsors of terror, Iran. And appropriate responses will be delivered. So Iran's under the gun now, too. But these crazy Houthis, they just keep on going and they don't stop. They just keep on firing missiles and doing whatever they have to do to disrupt shipping. And if they keep provoking the bull, they're going to get the horn. And they're going to get it good. And they're already getting it good, but they're going to get it worse. So I think the United States is getting their patience is wearing thin with these guys, and they're going to wipe them all out eventually. They just keep on. They don't stop. They're like a mosquito. You keep swatting them, they come back. Eventually, you get in a good swat, and that's the end of them. That's what's happening there right now. And they're trying to get they had the ceasefire for a while, but Hamas broke it, and now they're doing it again. They didn't release the hostages. The Israelis are going in and wiping them out. They're going to clean them all up. They got the green light from Trump. So one way or the other, that war is going to end. Rather see it end peacefully with nobody else getting killed and the hostages being released, but some people just can't deal with. Okay, so now that we've figured out this election has PPs to lose, Pierre Poilievre, it's his election to lose, basically. That's what's going down right now. It'll go down in the next 37 days. And he could lose it, believe it or not. After all the stuff the liberals have done, you got to remember, they've got the media in their pocket. They've got the public service unions in their pocket. They got special interest groups in their pocket. They got the immigrants in their pockets. They bought and paid for everybody. So you don't think PP can lose this one because of all the crap the liberals have pulled over the last 10 years. Think again. He can lose. Like the Titanic, it can sink, even though they said it was unsinkable. But that's Canada. We'll get to that in the next 37 days. We'll be talking about that a lot. But let's go down south because, believe it or not, that's where the action is. It's hard to keep up with a president that does 2 news conferences a day and works 20 hours a day. Nobody's used to that after the last 4 years of Sleepy Joe. Trump has met with his cabinet more in 2 months than Sleepy Joe did in 4 years. And they all reported yesterday. It was fantastic to watch it. What's going on with all of them. They all gave reports. It's live. They take questions after. It's amazing. Everything's transparent. That's how they're running. Yep. And number 1, Trump has revoked the security clearance for Hillary, Liz Cheney, Kamala Harris, Adam Kinzinger, Antony Blinken, Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, Fiona Hill. Joe Biden and any other member of the Biden family is taking their security clearance away. There's no more tattletaling by them, these rats. Dr. Fauci, Anthony Fauci, Dr. Death is going to be indicted and most likely face a military tribunal under the Military Commissions Act as an unlawful enemy combatant, launching crimes against humanity and biological warfare on Americans. This is the one I've been waiting for. This guy ruined, killed, maimed so many people. It's unbelievable. He needs a comeuppance. He needs a term at Gitmo, and he just might get it. Musk cancels $52 billion payment to the World Economic Fund, WEF, I think that's what it stands for. He's canceled $52 million. $52 million. He's canceled. Not to mention the other billions of dollars he's canceled. That guy's found so much money of fraud and abuse, it's unbelievable. And you know what he's getting for it? He's getting his Tesla stations burned down. They found a bomb in the one in Austin, Texas, package with a bomb in it. I mean, these left-wing loonies, these people are loony. They are. I'm telling you, when you're dealing with them, be careful. They're not stable. They're not stable. If I had a Tesla right now, I'd be parking in the garage for a little while because these people are setting them on fire, painting them, spraying fascist on them, Nazi on them. They're setting them on fire. They're blowing them up. They're doing anything they can. They're unbelievable. And that's not only in the United States. If you're in Canada, watch out. You got a Tesla. These people are loonies. They're whacked. Up in Hamilton, they stabbed the tires of a bunch of them and scratched a bunch of others, 80 cars. Up in Hamilton Mountain, the dealership, they've had to move them. They've had to put a fence around the dealership and move some of them. Listen, if you got a Tesla, be careful. Be careful out there. I'm telling you. This isn't a joke. Elon Musk's they can't wait for him to go broke. And he's not going broke. The guy owns so many businesses, but Tesla dropped and everybody was clapping and cheering. And when they set him on fire, they're clapping and cheering. These people are lunatics. They're mentally disturbed. Too many vaccinations, probably, but whatever the thing is, watch them. Watch them. They're dangerous people. And Trump and Pam Bondi, they're not fooling around. You get caught, you're getting 20 years in jail. No pardons, no reduced sentences. You get caught setting them on fire or anything, you're getting 20 years. And you know where you're going to serve that 20 years? Well, let me put it this way. You're going to get a free plane ride. No charge. To Central America. CCAT. That's where you're going. And you're going to stay there for a little while. And that's the way you stop it. That's the way you stop crime. You want to stop crime in Canada? That's the way you stop crime. Send them to El Salvador. Gas prices dropped for the fourth week in a row in the U.S. Some places are well under $3 a gallon and headed down towards $2 a gallon. The lowest prices in 4 years. It's already happening, the Trump effect. It's already happening, and the price of eggs has dropped too. That's a big concern in the United States, the price of eggs. And Trump announced that Hyundai will invest $20 billion in plants in the U.S. and invest another $5 million to build a steel plant in Louisiana to supply their plants with steel for cars. So there you go. Trump effect. Already Apple, $500 billion. Some chip maker or something, another $100 billion. The money's flowing into the United States again. Money's flowing in because of the tariffs. They'd rather build and sell in the United States tariff-free than build somewhere else and ship them in and have to pay tariffs. Woo-ha! There you go. And what has our government done for us lately, by the way? That's a good question, because I can't think of anything. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who can. If you can think of some, message me. Put it in the comments on this video. Come on. We got to know. Inquiring minds want to know. What have they done for us lately, except getting a big trade war with the United States and threaten everybody and Doug Ford threatening to shut off power and everything else. That's what they've done for us. Put us in more peril. What can I tell you? This is the way they want to act? Well, they're gonna get in trouble. They're gonna have big trouble. We're they. We're they. We're the they. And Trump don't care, and neither do Americans. They just say, hey, you throw 25% on us, we'll up the ante to another 25%. We'll just keep matching whatever you do. Doesn't matter. Oh. So anyway, that's what Trump's doing down there. There's all kinds of things going on. I'll talk more about it on Thursday on the Thursday show, Straight Talk Thursday. I gotta get somebody in, maybe get a guest in on Thursday to talk about this stuff. Yeah. Over to New Brunswick. Now, my cousin Glenn Botting is living in New Brunswick. He's keeping an eye on this election over there for me. And I asked him this morning, what's going on in New Brunswick? He says, the herring chokers over there are looking like they're going to vote for Art Carney. And he said, herring chokers are not from New Brunswick. I said, where are they from? I think he said, Newfoundland. Aren't the Nova Scotians blue nosers? I don't know. I thought they were herring chokers, but whatever. They're all going to vote for Art Carney, he said. Norton. They're going to vote for Art Carney this time around. They're all red. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. Glenn says they're diehard red out there. That's it. Diehard Reds. And that's who they're going to vote for. They're going to vote for Carney, the whole East Coast. And I'm going, oh my God. You can't be serious. Oh yeah. And he says, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. He says it's a mess out there. New Brunswick went from a $40 million surplus to a $540 million deficit in 6 months with the Reds. Now that does sound like red tax and spend controlling things out there, right? Doesn't it? Yeah, they don't save anything. There's no fiscal responsibility, just tax and spend. Tax and spend. I mean, East Coast is going red. Quebec, well, I don't know. He don't do that French debate. That might change them a little bit. Ontario's red for sure. You can almost guarantee that. I mean, yeah, we'll have Tony Baldinelli here, and he's been here for a while, but and Rob Nicholson, but they're the minority. They're the minority. They're they're not in the majority in power, and they haven't been. And I don't know. I hope they are this time. But a minority government is no good for PP. We need a majority for him. If he gets a minority, they're just going to gang up on him. Jagmeet Singh and Carney. And what's going to happen with them is they'll just do a non-confidence vote. We'll have another election in a year. They'll throw him out. So we want to make sure that he gets a majority if he gets in. A minority does no good. He gets nothing done that he wants to get done. It does no good. Nobody gets anything done. And at the end of the day, he's going to be thrown out anyway. So we need to get out and vote. Get a majority for him. This whole country's in trouble, let's face it. The only hope is for a majority PP win. Danielle Smith, if the Liberals win, she's gonna go down and talk to Trump about being the 51st state. Exclusive of the rest of Canada. You guys do what you want to do. I'm out of here. That's enough. And if she does that, what they call confederation, which never happened, by the way, is never ratified. We are not sovereign, but people like to think that we are. But anyway, at the end of the day, if she goes, there's going to be other provinces that want to go. It'll be the domino effect. And finally, we'll be able to fix Canada, make Canada great again. If don't think it can happen. Don't think it can happen. I think at this point, the way we look at Canada, that's the best thing that could happen to this country. And I know everybody's pounding their chest and that, but the bottom line is economically, a union with the United States will be good. You don't have to give up your sovereignty, but a union would be good at this point. We're in trouble. Canada's in trouble, sinking ship. And let's see, that's about it for today. I'm done. I've had enough. Had enough of bad news. Is there any good news that I talked about today? Anything good? I don't think there was. It's becoming a habit. I guess Ribfest is back, because that's good news, I guess, for Niagara Falls in some form. Ribfest will be back. Anyway, let's get out of here. Tomorrow, absolutely. That's some good news right there. The Habs are still holding on to that last wild card place. We play St. Louis tonight. Big win. It's a big game for us. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Absolutely at noon. All Habs, all show. And coming to you with me and my co-host, John Filion. We're always here. And what else is going on tomorrow? That's that. And then we move to Thursday, and I might get a guest in here on Thursday. We could talk about all this crap. Chris Regas wants to come in again. I'll see if he wants to come in. I'll get somebody in here. And we'll go from there on Thursday, and Friday's finally. Friday this week is already gone. I can't believe it. It just rolls by so fast. It's unbelievable. And then we got the end of the month coming. We're into April, and away we go. This is show number 490 for me. 10 more shows, and I hit 500. Now, it's sad Pete Dichter isn't here, because Peter always comes in on my 100th. 100th, 200th, 300th, 400th. He was here. Won't be here for my 500th, I don't think. I don't think he's back from Florida, but if he is, he can come in. It's fun. 500 shows. That's a lot. That's a lot of shows, believe me. It's a lot of shows. And on that note, I'm out of here. Of course, my name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Your City, Your Voice, coming to you from the studios right up there, 4680 Q Radio in downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Please support our sponsors: Wild Bill's Auto Repair and Body Shop, Pizza on Victoria Avenue, and Hamel Machine Company. Support our sponsors because they support the show. Let's support small business. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy this chilly, cloudy weather. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It looks like it out there. And we'll see you tomorrow. God bless you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Watch the news. See what's going on. And get out and vote. Keep that in your mind. Get out and vote. That's the theme. Get out and vote.